Hello everyone, my name is Zardecil, and today I'll be doing a couple things. First, recently I've gotten a few questions on what build orders would look like in Immortal, so I figured I would show you all one. Second, I've gotten some questions on when the alpha, beta, and release of the game will be, so I figured I'd elaborate a bit on that as well. On that note, let's jump into the build order. Our build today is going to be an economic opening into an 8 Zentari timing that aims to kill an enemy expansion with 8 Zentari, the Infused Troops ability, and the Pillar of the Heavens to make our Zentari extra scary. We also want to be able to transition out of it because we don't want to be doing a full all-in. So how do we do that? Well, first, we make a Legion Hall. Since Pillar of the Heavens costs 100 Pyre, Infused Troops cost 75, and Towers cost 50 Pyre, and we want a tower to protect our expansion, we're going to want to get as much Pyre as fast as we can, since camps give only about 25 Pyre each. As such, we want to do two things. Firstly, we want to Mote pull in order to kill a camp before we have units out. And secondly, we want to get our first 4 Zentari as quickly as possible to farm camps. After this, we'll get our expansion. Since it will be a bit before we hit our timing because we still need our 8 Zentari, we'll be able to spare 50 Pyre to put down a tower in order to protect it. And so here we go. We're Mote pulling now, and our Zentari are almost out. Unfortunately for us, our opponent's pretty smart here. He grabbed a mote, and he saw that we were mote pulling, and he stuck the mote directly in the middle of our camp here. And as a result, once this creep dies, he's able to grab the pyre before we are able to kill his mote. Fortunately, our 3 or 4 Zentari are out much faster than his are. Therefore, we're able to get more camps more quickly. So what we can do here is we can run 1 Zentari at his mote, so that way he can't steal our pyre a second time. And then we can get this camp, and then we can go and farm the other one. So here we build a second Legion Hall, because Legion Halls give extra army capacity, and 1 Legion Hall can support 4 Zentari, and in order to support 8 Zentari, we need to have 2 Legion Halls. So we kill our next camp here in order to get more pyre, and his Zentari are finally out. He's only got 2 here, fortunately for us, so that means he's not going to be able to contest us very well when it comes to farming camps. And now what we want to do is we want to get our ether. We really need our ether so that way we can be able to transition out of our timing attack. Because our 2 decisions with this ether that we want to make, getting the Reliquary and getting the Soul Foundry, are going to require that we have ether. And so make the Legion Hall, make the ether extractors, and then we make our Zentari as soon as the second Legion Hall is done here. So now we're going for this camp. We really want to get this camp, so that way we have enough for our timing. And it looks like what he's trying to do here is he's trying to stall for time for some reason. And he's doing this by pulling the camp with him over there. And we're just going to sit here, and it looks like he was stalling for time, so that way he can get his fourth Zentari out. Unfortunately, he makes a bit of a mistake here, and I almost kill one of his Zentari. That means it has to go back to heal. As a result of this, he only has 3 Zentari, and I have 4. And this means that I'm able to win this engagement and get the pyre, which is going to help us with our timing. So he has more Zentari here, so we back up to the tower. And our 4 Zentari are ready to go. We build a Reliquary. That was the decision that I made to do with my first 100 ether. And now remember, we need to get 175 pyre, because pillars cost 100 pyre, and infused troops costs 75 pyre, so we need 175. And now we build our Soul Foundry right there as our transition, and now we're just going here now that we have enough pyre. So we drop a pillar on his tower, and the first thing we do is we just start focusing this tower. Why? Because first, towers give a decent amount of DPS, and second, they heal enemy troops that are in the radius. So what we want to do here is we just want to start ripping away at this expansion using the pillar. If he comes to contest, we just want to start one-shotting Zentari with our 8 Zentari. And if he backs up, then we just go back to punching the Acropolis. Or I accidentally targeted the pillar because I wasn't paying attention. But now I go back to punching the Acropolis, back to one-shotting Zentari, and just keep punching the expansion. This Mote. And here is when my opponent GG, because I am up in expansion and he's down. And as you can see, timing attacks in Immortal are really, really scary, and they can do a lot of damage very quickly if you prepare them correctly. So now, I know that a good number of you were wondering about Kickstarter and when the alpha, the beta, and launch is all going to be, and how all these things interact. So, first, the developers are going to go into alpha, and that's going to happen in Q4 of this year. And what they hope to have by that point is 2 factions. So that's going to be Karath and Aru. They hope to have 4 Immortals. So the Immortal I'm playing here is Orzum. And then we'll have other ones such as Ajari or Mala for the Aru, or Zol for the Aru. Then they hope to have 4 PvP maps. On top of this, in development during alpha will be parties and a chat feature, so these 2 social features. And hopefully they get these all done relatively quickly, and then we can move into the beta at the start of 2022, I think was the plan for them, that they said. And so during that, they hope to have 3 factions, 2 environments for maps and co-op scenarios, 8 Immortals, and 10 PvP maps. That's what they hope to get done in development. On top of that, they want to add a spectating feature. They want to add equipment and customization, which is a really cool system they have put together where you get to customize your armies for co-op missions using really cool equipment and making your stuff look awesome. And then they want to get post-game analytics in. They want to get co-op versus AI, so you can play with your friends in a low-pressure environment. So, also note that beta is going to be divided into 2 phases. They're going to have a closed beta and an open beta. And the open beta will come after the closed beta. And closed beta will start at the beginning of 2022, and then open beta will start somewhere in the second half. And so they do this, and then after they get through this, what they hope to do is to go through to prepare for launch. And what they want is they want to have 5 factions, 3 environments, 8 co-op scenarios, 5 faction intro missions, which are kind of like tutorials, 15 Immortals, 3 for each faction, 13 PvP maps, and more, right? More is going to include a draft mode, which, to be honest, I have 0 idea what the developers mean by this. They're going to have loot effects for co-op, so in your co-op missions you're going to be able to collect equipment, which will be really cool. And then they want to have achievements and medals. They want to put together communities so you can play with your friends. And then they want to have advanced co-op difficulties, so instead of just having 1 difficulty on co-op missions, they want to have all the way up from easy to brutal. And hopefully at some point there, another thing they want to do is they want to throw in something called Wave Wars, which is kind of like Direct Strike from the StarCraft 2 arcade. And yeah, that's what they're hoping to do. So if you're interested in participating in the open beta, in the closed alpha and the closed beta, they have their Kickstarter, and they have backer tiers which allow you to do that. If you're not interested in that, that's okay. We'll be here for you when the open beta happens, and we hope to see you there. I will post a link to the Kickstarter in the description for any of you that are interested. And, well, anyway, I really appreciate the support that I've gotten for the channel over the past little bit, and I hope to keep making more content. So Make sure to hit subscribe or like or whatever you feel comfortable doing, no pressure. It's just that YouTube really likes to support creators that, according to those metrics, have an audience. And if you'd like to support me, then tell YouTube to support me. That would be really nice. And, well, I really appreciate all the support I have gotten. If you do not like my content, or there's something wrong with it, then please let me know what kind of content you like to see or what I can do better. As well, feedback is my favorite thing, and I really appreciate any feedback that you guys are willing to give. So thanks, and have a good day.